Just waiting for some people to show up, hopefully. We shall see. Hey, Kimberly, how are you? Just seeing if anybody will show up for this little impromptu stream. Well, apparently, further search of the Carlton Reserve in the Sarasota, Tampa area have revealed some more information in the search for Brian Laundrie. You know, the one that has we've been searching for the last 2 months. The one that is suspected or is the keen person of interest suspect in the murder of Gabby Patito. As we all know, Gabby Patito was found deceased, and her body had been at the Grand Teton National Forest, National Reserve for over a month. She was found back in September, and was ruled her cause of death was ruled strangulation and therefore a homicide. And as we know, her former boyfriend, Brian Laundrie, was the primary suspect in this murder and in her disappearance, at least a person of interest. He disappeared from his home in Florida in August and has been missing ever since. So he returned briefly and then was single and camping with his parents. They returned and then he's gone. His car was actually found outside the Carlton Wildlife Reserve near his home. The FBI police have completely searched everything, searched his parents' home, searched his car, and have basically still trying to find him. There was lots of speculation by celebrities like Dog the Bounty Hunter and other YouTubers of where he might be. I myself put out the theory that he was alive and no longer in the country, and that I believed his parents knew where he was. I still hold that theory. I think they knew where he was or where he is. So now, in a very impromptu search of the Carlton Reserve on the very day it was set to reopen, after it's been closed for this search, his parents go in, followed by at least one law enforcement official, and immediately find a notebook and a blue backpack that they confirm belonged to Brian Laundrie, and now partial remains found in the same area that have been underwater for the last month in a partial state of decomposition. So that's where we stand. Is this the remains of Brian Laundrie? Possibly. We do know it's his backpack and his notebook, confirming what we already knew, that he had been at the wildlife reserve, but now all of a sudden, a body. Now, we do know that some other crimes, their bodies have been found as a result of this search. This could be another random body that has been of a missing person. It's possible, very possible. But my biggest question, dear friends, and hello to Flame Lily, Anka, Angela, Chris, how are you? Thank you so much for joining me. And everybody that's out there watching, my big question is, how did his parent suddenly know the exact area to go where this stuff was found? That is the only big, like, conspiracy theory, hypothesis, whatever you want to call it, that's in my head. It's like, to me, they led law enforcement right to that notebook and to that backpack, and then remains were found in that same area. How is that possible? And I'm not even talking about the remains. I'm talking about backpack and notebook. It just seems that they knew too much. They led the law enforcement right to those two items. But anyway, yes, Flame Lily, we do not know if that is his body or not. It may not be. Like I said, it could be another missing person. Like I said, they've uncovered, I think, 3 or 4 bodies that had been confirmed to belong to other missing people. As a result of all this searching that they're doing is in relation to this case. So it could be just you know, someone else. It could be, but it could also be him. I mean, I don't know. I'll wait to say that until it's confirmed or not confirmed. But Angela, I'm gonna say yeah. I do think his parents know more than they're letting on. They knew where the backpack and the notebook was, if nothing else. Now I know they said it was a trail that he hiked often, but it just seems they found it too quickly. I mean, because from what I understand, that reserve has been combed thoroughly over the month it's been closed, right? So why weren't these things found before that? Um, but from what I understand, it was only the backpack and the notebook that his parents were involved in the search. We do know that they were on the grounds, whether or not they were actually led him to the notebook, I don't know, but they were there for at least part of the time. Um, this case just has so many twists and turns. Uh, I don't know what to think anymore. I was so confident he was alive and out of the country, and now I don't know. We won't know until they do some testing on whatever kind of remains were found. If they've been underwater in the humidity and heat in Florida for a month or over a month, they're not going to be in the greatest condition. It's going to take a while for them to be able to ascertain who they belong to. Angela, I really, you know, if he kept a diary or any sort of thing, that notebook might have some answers that we're looking for. Or, as someone said earlier, it could be a red herring. It could be a red herring planted by him or his parents to throw them off their trail, so to speak. See what Red Squirrel is it to take the searches back to this area because the parents know he keeps it there from focusing elsewhere where he actually it could be Red, it could be. Hey good girl. We were just talking about the notebook and the backpack found at the Carlton Wildlife Reserve in Florida that Brian Laundrie's parents have confirmed does belong to him, and now they have found human remains in the same area. We don't know who the human remains belong to, but we're just waiting on that confirmation. It's probably going to take a few days, everyone. And like I said, those are going to be badly decomposed. It's going to take a while for for them to do any kind of analysis on that. But yes, yes, Squirrel. I think it's very possible some of that stuff may be uh, red herrings. It's quite possible. Language of horses. I don't agree with the protesting. Is somebody protesting, like near the Laundrie home or something? If that's the case, no, I don't agree with that at all. Leave people alone. They are private citizens. They've been drug into this media frenzy. Leave them alone. Um, is that what you're referring to? Language, language of horses. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Just keep that stuff yourself. You can protest in your own home. Protest on the internet. Don't take it to outside their home. That's a private residence with private citizens. Thank you, good girl. It wasn't planned, so I look ashamed. You know, you can even see the box there that I try to hide in my regular videos. But I saw that I was going to do a little 5 minute video, and I'm like, well, I can just go live and talk to my subscribers in real time. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Red herring, coincidence, just something that wasn't visible before? Um, is it a real break in the case? I mean, we already knew he had been in that reserve, so if those remains are not his and they find the notebook in the backpack, eh, not really a big break, but it's something. Yeah, Flame Lily. I agree. I want justice for Gabby, but there's a way and a time to voice that, in my opinion. Definitely not during an FBI press conference where they're trying to give us information about where the investigation is at this point. But with that being said, it's going to. Hey, Kathy. with that being said, it's going to take a while for any sort of analysis to be done on that. And so I'll be interested to see. And as I said, there's been at least 3 to 5 missing persons bodies that have been found as a result of this search, which leads me to believe that national parks and wildlife reserves are dangerous places, either for accidents or for crime, evidently. Yes, Angela, I remember that case too. There are still like a lot of there were still missing people out there that we don't know what happened to them. What's the young geologist that disappeared in the Arizona desert back in, I think it was July or August? Gone, and nobody seems to know where he is. I plan to do a well-researched live on that at some point as part of my lesser-known crimes series to kind of shed some attention on that. But yes, lots of crimes still go unsolved, sadly enough. But yeah, so that's kind of where we stand. With that being said, any questions that you might have on anything, hit me. I've got a few more minutes here before my next work meeting. Red Squirrel, I want him to be found alive. If dead, alligators or suicide, not sure we'll ever, what. I agree. I would prefer him to be found alive. I want to know what happened. That's just the inquiring mind. I want to know what happened. I rarely like it when we have to piece together, circumstantial, evidence to solve a crime. Also, this weekend, look for the Candyman Killer. I have that coming out on Friday. It is one of the few documented cases of poisoned Halloween candy that happened back in the 70s. I'll be going over that case, as well as reactions to Zulema and Lori Daybell recordings, which I think you're all looking forward to. And then the next week, I will have my horror film review, my top 25 horror films, along with my good friend Jim Hall from Atheist Edge. He's going to be joining me for that, since all of you seem to like him. And then I will have my finale for Halloween, which is my annual Halloween skit. I hope you all enjoy that. And then we'll get back into not necessarily Halloween-centric crimes in November, but we'll get back to normal content in November, with the exception of the carryover cases of the Amityville horror, the real-life case that inspired the Amityville horror, as well as John Wayne Gacy and Jeffrey Dahmer. I will be covering all 3 of them in November for you. It's supposed to be Halloween, but with all the shenanigans in the Daybell case, it kind of got pushed back. So well, guys, I've got to rush off to a work meeting. I apologize for the short live, but instead of doing a video, I just wanted to go to live to see if we could talk about it and kind of reason it out. Felicia, it could be. Like I said, I don't know if this was a red herring or just them suddenly getting scared. I don't know. I don't even know what to think anymore. It's like, it's like the Daybell case. Every time I think I have something figured out, here comes something else. So it's just like, it's like an onion. You keep peeling the layers. This case just keeps on giving. Red Squirrel, maybe I should do a video on Black Friday related crimes. What do y'all think? I'm sure there's more than a couple assaults out there, sadly. I remember my mom got into a fight over a Cabbage Patch Kid one year when they were big. She suffered for that Cabbage Patch Kid. But I had that thing for years. All right, everyone. I got to run off to a work meeting, but I really appreciate everybody jumping in here for a few minutes. Google it, Brian Laundrie, belongings found. You can read all about it. Still don't know who the remains may be or not, but I'll report back as soon as we know. Thanks a lot, everybody. Keto and Krime.